What you actually need to do first is figure out, what do my clients want? What do my clients need? Solve their biggest problem or pain point first and build on that. And then slowly expand and amplify your offerings. Listen, we cannot hide behind our funnels. We cannot hide behind our automation. We cannot hide behind the tactics. It doesn't work. And you probably already know that, right? Because you're experiencing it. What's up, everybody? Welcome to day one. It's day one of the Cash Creation Crash Course. And today is all about how to flip the script and make clients chase you instead of you chasing them. And what I'm going to do today is give you 5 things that you can do today, starting today, to position yourself as high-end and relevant in today's market, so people hear you, so they see you, and they're searching you out, and they're willing to drop thousands of dollars for the privilege of working with you. Today, this lesson today is the foundation for creating momentum into the new year. And today what we're going to do is we're going to up level you. We're going to up level how you show up. So basically today is all about how to shift and up level your offers, your messaging, and your mindset so that you can confidently bring in high-end sales in any season. Tomorrow, we're going to dive deep into my number one strategy for bringing in 6 figures into your business fast. It's a powerful organic selling strategy that I use to create leads and sales and for attracting high-level buyers. So if you're watching outside of the Crash Course group, if you're watching me on my Facebook page, if you're watching me in another group, if you're watching me on my personal page, you're getting a sneak peek today, probably tomorrow as well, into the Cash Creation Crash Course. But if you want access to all the bonus resources that I'll be sharing throughout the Crash Course, I'm going to be sharing templates and scripts, assessments, all kinds of things. You want to go to letsmakemoresales.com to get yourself registered. If you're sharing this course with friends, accountability partners, instead of just inviting them into the group, please send them to letsmakemoresales.com. We want to make sure that they get registered so they can get all of the resources and tools as well. All right, so this crash course is going to stretch you. It is going to stretch you. Every day, I'm going to teach a lesson, and then you'll get an assignment to do, and then you'll get a cash creation challenge each day. So you're going to get a homework assignment, something simple to do, and then you're going to get a challenge that's going to help you make money. I want to talk about doing scary things. I believe that every dollar that we make in our bank account, or every dollar that we have in our bank account, every dollar that we make as a business owner or an entrepreneur is tied to a time that we said yes to courage. It's how we make cash. It's how we make cash rapidly. It's how we create sales. And so listen, this is only one focused week. I want to encourage you to be committed to it and be all in on this thing. One of the things I'm going to do every single day in this Cash Creation Crash Course is daily, I'm going to ask you to check in via live video, not via a post, not via a video that you edit and upload and put bumpers on and all of those things. Live videos. You're going to turn on your camera. You're going to go live inside of the group. And you're going to do that after you've completed the challenge, after you've completed the cash creation challenge for the day. Not before, not to tell us that you're getting ready to, but once you've completed your challenge for the day. What I want you to do when you're doing this check-in video is I want you to notice any feelings that come up, because awareness is the key to unlocking your next level. I want you to see anything that's coming up that's resistance, anything. If you're feeling encouraged, if you're feeling powerful, it doesn't matter, any feelings that come up. During the check-in video, you want to write this down. During the check-in video, here's what you're going to share. You're going to share what you did. So what's the action that you took? What assignment did you complete? You're going to share any learning you got out of it, or any awareness about yourself that you got out of doing the challenge, the homework, the assignments that I've given you. And then finally, when you're complete and you're done, you're going to check out with a word or statement that sums up where you are in that very moment leading into the next day. How are you feeling? What sums up what's going on with you in the moment? Like I said, awareness is the key to change. And most people walk around on autopilot, not paying attention to what's really coming up for them. And so we're going to practice this while we're with each other during the Cash Creation Crash Course. What I want to invite you to do is stay under 3 minutes. So keep your videos 3 minutes or less and follow the guideline that I gave you. All right. The other thing that I'm going to ask you to do in addition to that is to come back and review and respond to at least 3 other check-ins for the day, because we're doing this together, right? A rising tide lifts all ships. I want you to be the kind of support that you desire others to be for you while we're going through this. And how you do one thing is absolutely how you do everything. At the top of these videos, you are always going to write the day that you're checking in for, and you're going to use the hashtag all in accountability. So today, for today's video, when you check in, you're going to do day 1 and then hashtag all in accountability. And then tomorrow you'll do day 2, hashtag all in accountability, and we'll keep going all the way through day 4's check-in for the crash course. All right. Hopefully you got that. If you didn't, go back, watch it again on the replay. There are some bonuses that I'm gifting you for the Cash Creation Crash Course because I actually want to see you win. So I've extended the container. So that's the first bonus. So instead of just doing 4 days straight and ending on Friday, we have a week together. So we have 8 focus days. We're going to end next Wednesday. So we have 8 focus days to set your foundation and create momentum into the new year. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to go live over the next 4 days. Today, starting today through Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Today's going to be a little bit longer. We'll be about 50 minutes today, maybe 50, 60 minutes today. All the rest of the days will be about 45 minutes long. So every day from today till Friday, I'm going to go live, do a training from 12 p.m. Pacific time for about 45 minutes, issue your Cash Creation Challenge and your assignments each day. Then I'm going to gift you with 2 bonuses so we can hold you throughout this container. This Saturday, I'm going to host a Q&A. So it's going to be an open Q&A. You can bring all of your questions. I'm going to be there live with you. It's at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So mark your calendar for that. We're going to be putting a calendar event and the location for that Q&A inside of our Facebook group for this Cash Creation Challenge. So again, if you haven't signed up, go to letsmakemoresales.com. That Q&A is going to be face-to-face. So we're actually going to be on Zoom for that Q&A where I'll be able to talk to you. You'll be able to talk to me, asking me questions as you're implementing everything that I've gifted you with over the 4 days that we're together. Then the second bonus, next Tuesday, which is the 2nd, I am going to host a masterclass where I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the strategies that we use to sell more in 6 months than you have all year, more in 30 days than you have all year, more in a day than you have all year. I've had clients create their annual income in a single day. And so I want to give you a sneak peek into the strategies that we use in order to be able to do that, the strategies that have brought millions into my business and that my clients use to create 100K months, 6-figure months over and over and over again. So I'm going to be breaking that down next Tuesday at 12 p.m. Pacific. And same thing, we're going to put a calendar event inside of the group with the link to join us for that as well. Last bonus, I'm giving you a accelerator package that's for free. It's got tons of things inside of it to help support you in creating more sales in your business. It's valued at about $6,000. The accelerator package includes a free 20-minute personalized business upgrade session with me or someone from my team. To help you find the gaps to take you to the next level, to take you to level 2, level 3 in your business and beyond. And I'm going to give you a full breakdown of the top 3 ways to generate calls with hundreds of your power clients, the best business upgrade tools that we have that will add thousands of dollars to your bank account per month. So go ahead and grab that. It's on your 6-figure level up assessment for today. You should have received an email with the link to that level up assessment. If you scroll down to the bottom for the level up assessment, you'll see the link to get your sales accelerator. We also will be posting the link to the Level Up Accelerator in the guide section for the group this week. So don't panic if you don't see it in your email yet. Okay. Last thing, turn on your notifications for the Cash Creation group. Here's how this Cash Creation Crash Course is going to work. Every day, I'm going to teach you something. So every single day, I'm going to teach you something. You're going to then get a simple assignment from me that's going to deepen the learning. And then I'm going to issue a Cash Creation Challenge. This is the part where we create leads and sales. So your assignment is to deepen the work and the learning that I give you during the day. when I teach, during the lesson I teach. And then the cash creation challenge is where you go work your courage muscles, create leads, and generate sales. Today, you're also going to discover your own personal block to leveling up to six-figure months and the shifts that you need to position yourself as a high-level authority that commands clients at any investment level that you desire. All right. So I want to start off with this now that we got all that out of the way. What is your biggest challenge? What's your biggest challenge to getting leads and getting sales? I want you to type it in the chat. Now, particularly high-end sales, and I'm talking $10,000, $25,000, $50,000 or more to work with you. What do you believe that your biggest challenge is to getting leads and creative sales? Type it in the chat. I won't be reading them off right now, but I will come back once we're done and I'm going to read through all of them, witness all of them, respond to them as well. So just make sure that you type it in chat right now. And so here's what I want you to understand as we go into the cash creation challenge. So often we are chasing the client. We're on the hunt for clients. We're convincing them. We're screaming into the marketplace, hoping to be seen, hoping to stand out, hoping that we look different than the next person. And we feel like we need the business, right? We want the money. And today, I'm really going to share with you how to flip the script on that and start coming from a place of understanding that the truth is those people who desire to hire you, they need us, not the other way around. They have a problem that needs to be solved. We are the experts that can solve that problem. And so we want to reverse this client chase that's happening. This is literally the position that you want to come from in every piece of your marketing. It's from that disposition. And once you start really feeling that and anchoring that in your knower and having it seep into everything that you do, every client touch point that you have, whether it's in a Facebook post or sliding into someone's messenger inbox, or even onboarding new clients or your sales calls, whatever it is, it's a different level of flex. Here's what you want to be doing. You want to show up as the highest version of yourself, as a power player. Let's call it your high-end self, okay? High-end, premium, it isn't just a price tag, and that's the problem. We think of it as just the money that people pay. It's so much more. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of being. It's a way of living. It's a state of being. It's a frequency. Right? If we show up in that frequency, if we show up in that state, you activate what I call the supernova frequency. And you will see a difference when you activate your supernova frequency. People will begin to seek you out. People will begin to seek you out for your highest level services and not a bat an eyelash at your rates, whatever they are. I get messages all the time. People just say, send me the link, because they're so ready. And most of the time, I have to slow them down to take them through my vetting process, right? Even if somebody's uber eager to work with me, I don't just send links or just take payment. I still walk them through because I want to make sure and ensure that I'm capable of serving them. When you activate the supernova frequency, it becomes a normal occurrence where someone reaches out to you or contacts you and says, hey, I love what you're up to. I love you. Not I love you in that way, but I love what you're doing. I feel like you can support me. I've been watching you. I'm ready. I want to work with you. How do I pay? I'm going to give an example of a client that this happened to. We do a retreat every year at some kind of destination for my mastermind. And one year we were in Mexico. And during our retreat, I had a client who was following my process, the process that I'll be teaching during the masterclass next Tuesday. And literally all she was doing was like hanging out on the beach, sharing her pictures, just sharing some insights that she was getting in downloads. And she was able to secure a $25,000 client paid in full while she was on the beach. I've had clients get $12,000 clients paid in full while they're on vacation. And here's why. It's because the supernova frequency is activated. I literally will tell clients, when this is activated, you can burp and people will buy from you. It doesn't matter. We are worried so much about strategy. There's a frequency that you get in where everything that is attached to you shows up in your world. And it just comes, and it comes like wildfire. How cool would it be if you could wake up morning after morning to messages saying that you're amazing? I love what you're up to. Can we hop on a call because I really want to work with you? Or better yet, people that are just like, hey, I'm ready. How do I buy? So I want to start here. You're likely here with me because you desire to become a master at creating six figures in your business so that you can up level to seven figures as quickly as possible. So I want to explain something I call the 100K slave method. What I believe is that 100K is something that you need to master. So once you master the art of creating six figures, what happens is you just need to learn how to collapse time to do it faster and faster, again and again. I believe that six figures is the building block to millions, right? Most people are going for the millions. They're going for the big things. But if you can master how to create six figures in any amount of time, then you learn how to do it faster. You learn how to do it in a month. You learn how to do it in a week. You learn how to do it in a day. So if you can do six figures in a year, you can create millions, right? And so the first step in the building block is to master the 100K slide. You're likely here because you want to master the art of creating quality leads and sales, You're here because you want to create momentum into the new year. You're here because you want to make more money in the next 90 days or the next 6 months of the year or next year than you have all this year. And I want you to know that you absolutely can do it. It's absolutely possible, but there's a few misconceptions that get in the way. These misconceptions are the reason why most people won't get there. They're the reasons why you won't get there, because you're focusing on the wrong thing and you're using strategies in the wrong order. So let's talk about it. One of the biggest mistakes that I see business owners make is that they try to take actions that somebody who's already making $100,000 a month is taking, and they try to use those same actions to create $10,000 a month. I'm running a $200,000 a month business, right? What I'm currently doing at this level in my business creates $200,000 a month for me, but it's not what you necessarily need to be doing or should be doing to create a $10,000 a month or a $20,000 a month business or even a $50,000 a month business. Okay. So I want to talk about the phases of business. So there's three main phases. The three main phases is what gets you to cross the $1 million mark. And that's what I want to focus on today. There are phases after that, but most people are hovering somewhere between phase 1 and 2, and that's where they get stuck. And so I want to share these three main phases. And what I want you to understand is that at each different level, there are different actions and skill sets that are important for you to master to be able to take your business to the next level. Because what it takes to get from $0 to $10,000 is going to be different than what it's going to take to go from $10,000 to $30,000. I'm going to say that again because I want to make sure that you get it. What it takes for you to take your business from 0 to 10K is going to be different than what it's going to take to get you from 10K to 30K, right? You don't just do more of what you did at the 0 to 10K level to get to the next level. Or even from 30K to 100K, you don't just do the same thing. And likewise, if you try to do all the $30,000 activities or the $30,000 to $100,000 activities trying to get yourself from 0 to 10K, it ain't going to work. Yet, this is exactly what people try to do. This is what gets people stuck. What you need to know is that the exact state of mind, activities, and skill sets that you focus on each level in order to create those results is different. And you need to know what those are at each level. There's decisions that need to be made. There's actions that need to be taken, right? There's mindsets. There's a state of mind that you need to be in at each level and an area of focus at each level that actually creates that breakthrough to the next level, okay? So here's what I want to say. To lay the foundation, there's a precursor to everything that I'm going to teach you inside of this cash creation crash course. And again, if you're not registered for it, go to letsmakemoresales.com because you want to get access to all of the resources that I'm going to be giving you to help you implement what I'm teaching you today and for the next 4 days. Now, especially if you want to get to the point where you're doing a minimum of 6 figures a month in your business, and especially if you want your next year to look much different than this year. And the precursor to being capable of doing six figures in a day, $1 million in a day, $1 million in a month, $1 million in a year, six figures in a month, six figures in a day, six figures in a year, if that's where you are. The precursor is belief. The precursor is belief. Now, I know you're thinking, Shameca, I already know this. I believe. If you believed, you'd have it, right? What I want you to understand is beliefs are decisions. And so here's the thing. You must decide that it's possible. And here's the thing. It's not just deciding that it's possible, because if you're listening to me, it's because you do believe that it's possible. But somewhere deep inside of you, you may not believe that it's possible for you for whatever reason. So you must decide that it's possible for you. So listen up, because I want you to chime in and I want you to comment when I'm done explaining all three of these phases. I want you to tell me what phase of business you're in. What I want you to understand is there is no in-between phases. There is no, you can't be in between jobs, right? You just have a job or you don't, right? So you're either at phase one or you're at phase two. I'll explain more about that as we go deeper into the trainings. But for now, I just want you to pick the phase that you're actually in. So phase one is the cash creation phase. Write that down, cash creation phase. At this level, you're focused on cash creation. You're focused on making money in your business. What you typically will do is you're going to use organic selling strategies, mostly strategies that take a little elbow grease, require you to be a part of it, not a lot of automation, right? You're going to use organic selling strategies. This is where you're building your foundations, improving your concepts for your business. This is where you're focusing on organic lead generation, right? You are the cash creator. You're going to use organic selling strategies that you'll be learning throughout this challenge to get clients. Now, here's the thing. People normally come in here. I have people come in here to the cash creation crash course who are already at six figures or multiple six figures. And they go, you know what, Shameca, I forgot the basic stuff. I get so caught up in everything I'm learning and everything that's going on and what I've done after I've gotten to this level that I forget just to do the basic things that will get me clients right away. And so what I want you to understand is I'm going to be doing bare bones basic selling strategies during this cash creation challenge, our crash course. It's going to take you straight through. We're getting straight to the money making activities. We want to get straight to the cash as soon as possible. So when you're in phase one, your first step for most people, there are some exceptions to the rule, but for most of you, the majority of you, 90% of you, probably more than that, at this phase, your first step is to book yourself out working one-on-one and to get your business stable at $10,000 a month. I know there's a lot of people out here teaching do group programs, but have you ever tried to figure out why every time you try to do a group, you got to keep pushing the date, or you got to do your group with one or two people because you don't have enough people? It's because you haven't mastered this phase, right? So what you need to do is do the restructuring of the pricing and the packaging so that you can easily get to $10,000 months. That's your first benchmark, right? I mean, your first benchmark is to make a sale, right? Once you've done that, then it's to make your first $10,000, however long it takes you to do that. Then your next benchmark would be to get to $10,000 every single month. Phase one is also the phase where you're proving and validating your concepts. You're proving and validating your messaging. You're proving and validating your offer, and so on and so on. You're proving and validating that you have something. Do people even want what you're trying to sell? Will they even pay for it? And usually this is the phase that people are trying to skip, because it means that you need to learn how to market and you need to learn how to sell. And often this is an uncomfortable thing for most people. They don't like selling. They're uncomfortable making offers. And so what you're doing is you're searching for some magic potion or some pixie dust to sprinkle that will do it for you. And you're listening to all the group programs and leverage and scaling stuff, and newsflash, you're not at that phase yet. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. The experience of selling one-on-one and working one-on-one with clients will actually give you the clarity in your messaging, the clarity in your methodology that you will need to be able to scale and leverage to sell group programs successfully. Why? Because at that point, what you would simply be doing is amplifying what already works successfully one-on-one. Here's the model for phase one. Here's the model for phase one. Write this down for yourself, especially if this is the phase you're feeling like you're identifying with. The model here is make money first, then build the business. Cash first, then build the business. It's also the phase again, where you're proving and validating your concepts, your messaging, your offer, your methodology, how you get people results, all of that. Can you get people results? Phase one takes the longest because you have to test and try and test and try and tweak. This is the stage where you're figuring it out. This phase is all about the what. You're figuring out what the heck am I doing, right? Going from 0 to 6 figures is about the what, which is why most people never get out of this phase because they keep changing their what over and over and over again. The skills you want to master at this level is curating an audience, audience growth, content creation, sales, basically how to make money. And the indication that you've reached this level is your revenue. The indication for every level is your revenue. So it's an indicator, but then you want to make sure that there's a foundational pieces that you have in place. So when you hit 6 figures, you know that you're moving out of phase one, that you've cleared phase one. Question would be for you, how would your life and business change if you knew not only that you can make money at any time that you desire, but that you can count on yourself to create money and cash in your business anytime you desire? So first and foremost, if you do this, if you master phase one, if you're not at 6 figures and you do the things that I've just talked about, it is going to give you the clarity in your messaging that you need to be able to scale and leverage. It's also going to give you the social proof that you need to wow people, to knock their socks off on a sales page or a webinar or whatever you have that's going to help do some selling for you. It's also going to give you cash. It's going to give you some funds so that you can grow your business, so you can have the team that you want, so they can have ad spend to get your message out there to more people. So we want to focus on money first, then build the business. Cash in, then build the business. So if you're not consistently making $10,000 a month, you're definitely in phase one. And again, not just $100,000 a year. I've had people come and they're like, I have a 6-figure business. I have one contract at 6 figures, doesn't count, right? One contract at 6 figures does not mean you've mastered your messaging. It means that you've got one person to say yes. So you want to be consistently making $10,000 a month. You want to get to the point of knowing with certainty that when I do X, Y always happens. When I say X, Y always happens. People always raise their hands, not wondering if your marketing will work to create clients. Once you have that foundation set, then you move into phase two. Then and only then do you move into phase two. Phase two is the calibration phase. This is where you're documenting your systems, right? We're looking at simple systems. In this phase, you're documenting what works. What worked to create that first 6 figures? What's the processes I use over and over and over again? And you're figuring out how to calibrate everything so that it's working like a well-oiled machine. This phase is all about the how. So the first phase was about the what. This phase is about the how. So your revenue indicator that you're at this phase, or you have this phase down, is that you're making about $300,000 to $360,000 per year. That means you got your how down, right? You got your what and your how down at that point. You got systems that are working for you. And systems doesn't mean that there's technology involved. It just means there's a way that you do things over and over again that works. You know, your messaging works. People are raising their hands and buying. Why? Because you're making $300,000 to $360,000 a year. So once you begin to document what works and begin creating SOPs, and then put some simple automations in place to support you so that with the repetitive tasks that you do, right, that work. We don't want to put automations in place with things that don't work. So we've documented what works. Now we put simple automations to help us with those repetitive tasks. Then we can move into phase 3. Are you getting this? All right. So at phase 3, this is the leverage phase. So you enter phase 3 at about $360,000 per year. Okay. This is where you start to really bring on that team because you're making enough money that you can start to hire people. I see people who have larger teams than mine who are making far less money than I'm making, and I'm trying to figure out how they're doing it, first of all, and why are they doing it. And I know people tell you team is how you get to 7 figures. I crossed 7 figures without a team. It was me and a part-time assistant, a couple of contractors that were doing like graphic design work and some simple projects for us. So it doesn't take team to get you to multiple 6 figures or 7 figures. If you look at the phases the way that I've laid them out, that's where the power lies, okay? When you get to phase 3, when you're making that $360,000 a year, it gives you some revenue where you can start to bring on team and start to delegate more. You'll likely mostly have contractors on your team at this point, and you'll start scaling your marketing methods. This is where you want to automate, start adding paid traffic, funnels, affiliates, joint venture partners, sales teams. What we're leveraging, basically what we're doing is we're leveraging and we're borrowing other people's audiences and skill sets. That's why this is called the leverage phase. You'll introduce leverage into your sales with a masterclass or a live events or group sales calls or something like a challenge or a webinar, like all of those things. So you'll start to introduce leverage because now you know that when you say a thing, people buy. That's how this works. Because now you have a proven business model that you can actually scale. Usually people want to skip straight to phase 3 because they think automation great. I don't have to get on sales calls. Automation great. I can make money while I sleep. Automation great. It can just do the heavy lifting for me, but you're automating something you haven't proven, and that doesn't work, which is why no one responds to it. Or they think, let me hire a sales team right away because I don't want to sell. Let me hire a team right away to do all the things that I want to do. And you don't understand how to do all of those things yet. And so you can't delegate them well. And you're wondering why you have team, but team isn't working well, right? It's because you haven't mastered phase 1 and phase 2. There's not enough revenue coming in to crack the nut of even having a team, or it's super stressful trying to make enough money each month to make ends meet to be able to pay the team that you currently have. And I've seen this over and over again, the belief that if I just get the right funnel in place, the right automated webinar in place, the right group course in place, and I'll throw money at Facebook ads, $10 a day, right? Which we don't understand. The people who are making millions of dollars using Facebook ads, who are teaching you Facebook ads at $10 a day, aren't only spending $10 a day. Like, people are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook ads. They work when you know how to work them. But at the phase where you don't have the cash to pump that into it, a $10 a day ad will give you some visibility, but it's not going to give you more bang for your buck than the elbow grease that you could do would, right? And then you'd be surprised how often I talk to people and they're like, I'm planning a 6-figure launch, because they believe that if they put all those pieces in place, the right team, the automated webinar, the right funnel, the right group program, they just need to get to the launch day and it's going to be 6 figures. But the truth is, you have to have skill sets to get people to show up for the conversion event, for the webinar, for whatever you're launching, right? All of the things you're trying to automate. You have to know how to write copy. You have to know how to market. You have to have proven messaging. If the messaging isn't proven, if the conversion isn't proven, it won't work. And here's what's devastating. You can create beautiful sales pages and an entire funnel, and then you find out, oh shoot, my audience wants something completely different. And you've wasted a lot of time and likely some money and a whole lot of effort putting something together that you're never going to use, or that was never going to work to bring in clients. What you actually need to do first is figure out, what do my clients want? What do my clients need? Solve their biggest problem or pain point first and build on that. And then slowly expand and amplify your offerings. Listen, we cannot hide behind our funnels. We cannot hide behind our automation. We cannot hide behind the tactics. It doesn't work. And you probably already know that, right? Because you're experiencing it. Last phase. I'm just going to touch on this because most people aren't here. I don't want to spend a lot of time here. It's phase 4. And all I say is, when you hit $1 million in revenue, that is when you are at scale. So phase 4 is the scale phase. Most people are like, I'm trying to scale to 6 figures. What are you scaling? 0 times 0 is 0, right? Scaling is all about replication and multiplication. You have to have something to replicate and multiply, and it needs to be something that works. So you're not actually at the scaling phase until you hit $1 million in revenue. Then you have enough money coming in where you can really focus on team and hiring for your strengths and focus on your leadership and really growing this thing. All right. So shout it out in the comments. Tell me where you are. What phase are you in? By the way, there's no shame in where you are. The strategies in phase 2 can easily be used to build a $500,000 business, and have been used to build a business to $1 million. So don't get it twisted, right? What phase are you in? 1, 2, 3. If you're here and you're in 4, right? Where are you? What phase are you in? And into phase 4, here's why. Even though it's making the revenue, we had some gaps. So we had to go back and look at, where are gaps in phase 2? Where are our gaps in phase 3? So that we can confidently move into phase 4. So it's not just about the money, right? Because I figured out how to make money and I had the foundational pieces in phase 1 and we did a great job at phase 2. But when we got to phase 3 to 4, we had some holes in the leverage. We had some holes in the foundational pieces. So rather than focus on the wrong thing, just be honest about where you are. All right. So what's your phase? Shout it out for me. All right, here's the other thing that I want to share with you before I get into the 5 shifts for today, and then I'm going to give you your assignment. A concept that I want you to adopt for the duration of the cash creation crash course is I am the sales page. I am the sales page. Hashtag I am the sales page. Here's the deal. So many people spend so much time trying to put a sales page together, don't even have copywriting skills, don't even understand what a sales page is actually for. I'm not going to get into all of that. But what I want you to know is my clients make hundreds of thousands of dollars with no sales pages, no automations, and sometimes no sales calls. The trigger for moving yourself from each level is going to be a minimum of 3 months of revenue at that level. We want speed, and stopping to put sales pages together is not going to give you speed. And I want you to understand that moving from each level, it's not just making the money, right? So it is a minimum of 3 months at that revenue level, plus the completion of all the items on that next level checklist for the foundations at each level. So remember, I said we crossed over into $1 million, had to go back and look at our phase 2 and 3 and make sure, where do we have gaps? Because we kind of got stuck, right? We weren't able to scale to 8 figures. We weren't able to scale to $5 million. We got stuck at the like $2.5 million mark. And so when I looked at it, I was like, okay, what are we missing that's not letting us build this thing the way that we need to? And we went back and started plugging those things in. So you want to be a minimum of 3 months. So it's not just hit 6 figures. It's like, okay, 3 months at $10,000 a month. Now I'm in phase 2 because I have something that works. It's working for me every single month. And the foundational pieces so that you don't have holes in your foundation. When you follow this methodology to build your business, you will start getting clients. You will start seeing results. You'll start charging more. And then because of that, you'll start attracting a whole different level of clients. You'll become more confident, more powerful. And this cycle or vortex will continue. And it's super powerful to watch because clients just get better and better and better at it. It's a natural shift in confidence and certainty that is super attractive to people who are willing to buy and pay top dollar, no questions asked. All right, 5 shifts. You guys ready for it? 5 shifts, and then I'm going to give you your assignment. Shift number 1, you got to charge more. You got to charge more. You're not charging enough to deliver your service, to solve the biggest problem. You're not charging enough to give people an incredible experience. If you want to have $100,000 months, you have to have an offer that is capable of creating $100,000 in a month. And we're going to talk about this in a little bit, but I just want you to understand charging more is the first shift. Not to mention there's price perception, right? We believe human nature, we want to work with human nature and not against it when it comes to sales and selling. Most of us believe that something that costs more has more perceived value. That's just human nature. Now, I'm not saying slap a high price tag on something that doesn't have the value, but understand that you thinking that you're supporting people by charging less, most people have this flawed thought process that if they charge less, they'll be able to work with more people. I don't know why, because you think more people will buy if it's cheaper. It's a flawed concept. The majority of my clients end up making way more money and they have more clients when they charge more than they ever did when they were charging $497, $1,000, $2,000. They're now charging $20,000 or more and they have way more clients on their roster than they ever did. Price perception. And if the value is there, charge for it. Second shift. If you want to make $1 million, you need to feel like $1 million. So what do you need to do what do you need to get in place to make this concept work for you? What is going to contribute to you feeling amazing? Because really, in the end, people buy because of your vibe or not. You are an embodiment of maybe what they want in their life. You want to become an energetic match for the millions that you desire to create, right? Right now, I'm becoming an energetic match for tens of millions. So what do you need to do that will make you feel like $1 million, that will put you on that frequency of the millions that you seek to make? Third shift. What are you currently tolerating that you need to stop doing or you need to remove from your life or your business? Do you need to get more support? Do you need to fire a client? Maybe your lack of support is really dragging your energy down. And support doesn't mean like team in your business. Support can mean support in your life. Do you need an assistant? Do you need to Instacart instead of having in the back of your mind that you need to go to the grocery store every day? What are you tolerating that you need to stop doing or removing from your life? And here's the thing, trust that you know what it is. Trust that you know what needs to stop or be removed. And literally, it usually rises to the surface immediately within seconds of me asking that question. So whatever that was for you before you overthought it, write that down or write those things down and take action on them. Fourth thing. So it's not just about your inner game and feeling great. It's also, are you consciously making sure that you show up as a power player? Right? You really want to activate the supernova frequency in your life. And it starts with how you treat you. In this frequency, rest is a revolution. In this frequency, you have stepped out of survival mode. You don't have to enforce boundaries because you have become the boundary. You don't have to protect your peace because you are the embodiment of peace. And likewise, you aren't seeking someone or something to rescue you. When this frequency is activated, you embody that you are the prototype, that you are the blueprint. There is no one who is doing what you do because there's only one you, right? There's no one that does what you do the way that you're going to do it. In this frequency, you must be sold on your next level, understanding that your next level is inevitable. That manifestation of that next level is an eventuality, and therefore there is an ease to its creation. At this level, when you activate supernova frequency, you allow your certainty and your confusion to coexist powerfully. You feel worthy and deserving, always, always moving forward. That's how you know when that frequency is activated. So you want to activate your supernova frequency. Fifth and final one, and I'm going to give you your assignments for today. Today's assignments are going to be probably the most that we do, and then they're going to get not easier, but they'll get a little simple. We'll just have one assignment and one challenge each day. Today we have a few because we have to set some foundations. Fifth thing that I want to give you, fifth shift, get clear on the biggest block to your next level. You absolutely must get clear on the biggest block to your next level. The final block to six figures is that you're working on things out of order. So if you're not at six figures yet and you're here with me, you're likely working on things out of order. Once you hit six figures, those blocks are typically internal, right? There's internal blocks that we need to remove, sometimes unconscious blocks that you're not even aware of that we need to bubble to the surface. And that's the work that I do with my clients. Here's the thing. You don't really know what's in your way. And what starts happening is you start throwing spaghetti at the wall, trying to see, following the next latest, greatest marketing trend, hiring more people, hoping that it's the holy grail, right? You get a mindset person, a funnel, a copywriter, a VA, right? And then I'll be able to get to my next level. Building an extravagant team, thinking that it's the key to business growth, focusing on automation well before it's time. And the myth is that you have to have extravagant launches, large teams, large audiences in order to hit millions of dollars. And I'm living proof that that's not true, right? Or that you're trying to find the course, hoping that this course or the next course or the next course will be the one that's going to change everything. Listen, complexity is the one thing that will kill your business growth faster than anything else. Your $1 million dreams will die on a vine because your business model is complex. You're exhausted and you don't have the capacity or the bandwidth for the more that you truly desire. So what do you need? Where should you focus? And in this camp, we don't shoot in the dark. So I have a spreadsheet. There's a link to a spreadsheet that you're going to complete. It is a six-figure assessment. It's going to tell you if you have any holes in your foundation. We're going to look at 4 different areas. I'm not going to break it all down. You have the link. It was emailed to you within 15 minutes of us being done with this call. That spreadsheet will also be uploaded into the group. So again, if you want access to it and you haven't joined the Cash Creation Crash Course, go register at letsmakemoresales.com. We're all going to be putting our information on the sheet. So just make sure that you don't write your information on top of someone else's while you're in there. So pay close attention. But we're not going to shoot in the dark. I want you to take the assessment and literally see what are the gaps in your foundation. And we're going to do this thing together. All right. All right. So we're going to wrap this up. Everything I've shared today, knowing the phases of your business, charging more, you feeling like $1,000,000 always, you showing up as the power player in every interaction that you have with your clients, you activating your supernova frequency, you no longer tolerating and removing the things that you know you need to stop doing from your life and from your business, you knowing where your blocks are to your next 6 figures, knowing exactly where they lie, where they really lie. All this stuff leads to one simple thing, and that's this: that people trust you. If they don't trust you, or heck, if they don't believe that you can do what you say you can do, they will not buy. It doesn't matter what strategy you try. Trust is essential in making bigger sales, to selling in Messenger, to making your content, your marketing, your messaging work. People need to be able to trust you. Your buyers, your potential clients, they need to be able to trust you. And if the trust isn't there and somehow something is off, people will feel it. You have to be congruent and in alignment, and you must create that feeling in every interaction of, I'm holding you, I got you, you're safe, right? That is when people start being super willing to pay you vast amounts of money. And I'm speaking from experience, not just my own, but being able to help others, teaching them how to rapidly calibrate to their next level, get to 6 figures and beyond. It is literally that simple. It boils down to trust, and that trust starts with you trusting yourself. And so what I've laid out for you today helps you up-level that foundation that you need to be able to create what it is that you desire to create. Here's your assignment and your cash creation challenge for today. Look at what you've been tolerating that's no longer serving you. So this is your assignment. And I want you to do a couple of things. One, I want you to choose one thing that you will commit to no longer doing in your business anymore, to not doing in your business anymore. So what have you been tolerating that is no longer serving you? And remove that thing immediately from your life and from your business. Second part of the assignment for today, complete the spreadsheet. Find out where you are, right? The spreadsheet's going to automatically calculate. You're going to have green boxes and red boxes. We want all green boxes. All green boxes say we have a great 6-figure foundation. Remember, 6 figures is the building blocks to millions. If that's all green, then we're moving in the right direction, right? If you got some red, you'll know where you need to work this out. So complete the spreadsheet, complete the assessment. And then the third assignment for today, like I said, today's going to be heavy on assignments, and then we'll get simpler as we move on. Your third assignment today is you're going to tell us, what can you implement now, today, right now, in the moment, not something you're going to work on later, to feel like $1,000,000, like an influencer, like a power player, so that that energy seeps into everything that you do. What do you need to do? One of the things I love is like having fresh flowers around me. Something simple that makes me feel like $1,000,000. Choosing to fly first class makes me feel like $1,000,000, right? So what can you do or implement now so that you feel like $1,000,000? We want that energy to seep into everything you do. Last thing, so those are your assignments. I'm going to repeat them again. Choose one thing that you will commit to not doing in your business anymore. Complete the spreadsheet. What do you commit to doing now that will make you feel like $1,000,000? And then here's your cash creation challenge for the day. This is where we go make the money. We're going to activate your email list. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to activate your email list. So you're going to have 3 choices. Inside of the workbook, there's going to be 3 emails that you can send. Choose the one that makes you feel most courageous. The one that you're like, oh my gosh, what if I send this and it's this, right? Don't overthink it. Send it right away. Choose one of the 3, send it right away. All right. So you're going to have 3 choices. I'm going to give you 3 email options to send out. You're going to send them out today. Okay. Tomorrow, we're going to get our calculators out and get some cash clarity. It's important for you to have clarity around cash. And you're going to get to swipe my strategy on how I get my clients results like over 6 figures in sales in a few short weeks, creating their annual income in a month, and how you can do this too. Don't forget to grab your income acceleration toolkit. It's on that assessment sheet that we have you filling out. Okay. Make sure that you do that, and invite a power partner for accountability if you haven't already done so. And if you're not registered and you want access to all the resources that I'm talking about today, go to letsmakemoresales.com, and I will see you all tomorrow for our next session. I look forward to seeing your check-in videos. I will be watching each and every one of them. Don't forget to use the hashtag AllInAccountability and mark it with day one. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching my show, my channel. Here's what I want you to do. If you really love what you've been listening to, I want you to subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment. No, really, leave a comment, like right now. I'm not gonna stop talking until you leave a comment. Seriously.